ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਜੈਤ ਸਰੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਵਾ। ਘਰ ਦੂਜਾ ਛੰਤ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਸ਼ਲੋਕ। ਊਚਾ ਅਗੰਮ ਅਪਾਰ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕਥਨ ਨਾ ਜਾਏ ਅਕਥ। ਨਾਨਕ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸ਼ਰਨਾਗਤੇ ਰਾਖਣ ਕਉ ਸਮਰੱਥ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, today's Pavan Pavitra Hukamnama Sahib from Sachkhand Sri Harmandir Sahib is on Ang 704. It's in Jat Sari Rag by Guru Arjun Dev Ji Patshah. Start with the Mangala Charan of Ek Onkar Sat Guru Prasad, meaning that only with the grace of the true Guru can we have union with that one. And then Pach Ji here start with a salok. Salok that takes us to that Sundar Lok, that world where there is only the existence of Vaheguru Ji. That if we walk step by step with these words will take us back to our maker, to where we have come from. So aao suniye. Ucha agam apar prabh kathan na jaye akath. Satguru Ji Patshah Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Patshah ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਊਚਾ ਅਗੰਮ, that Vaheguru Ji is ਊਚਾ, is the greatest of all. There is no one that is above Vaheguru Ji. There is no one that can give instructions to Vaheguru Ji. ਊਚਾ ਅਗੰਮ, that Vaheguru Ji is agam, gaman to ਰਹਿਤ ਹੈ. Gaman means that one that we can reach, meaning that one is beyond the reach of our senses. Apar, that one is apar, meaning that one is limitless. Prabh, that Vaheguru Ji, Prabh, Bisram, Aithe, so there's a pause after apar, and then Prabh Kathan na jaye, that one, Vaheguru Ji, Kathan means to describe, saying that one cannot be described with mere words, that one cannot be described in complete, in full. Prabh Kathan na jaye akath, that one is indescribable. That one can only be experienced, Sangat Ji, and those that experience that one can never put into words what that one's experience is. Only can that one be experienced. Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Patshah Ji say, kande Nanak Prabh Sharanagate Rakhan Kau Samrath. ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸ਼ਰਨਾਗਤੀ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Patshah Ji saying, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ that I yearn and I seek for that sharanagati, for the protection of that Vaheguru Ji that is the greatest, that Vaheguru Ji that cannot be described. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰਾਖਨ ਕੋ ਸਮਰੱਥ, because it's that Vaheguru Ji that is ਰਾਖਨ ਕੋ ਸਮਰੱਥ, that has the power, that is all powerful, that can actually rakhan, that can protect me, that can save me. And then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Patshah Ji go on to Shant. Jo janho tyo rakh har prabh tereya. Then they are saying, kende jo janho tyo rakh. Jo janho here means that whatever way it takes, whatever, it's not, so if we looked at this literally, it would mean jo jano, means however you know, but that's not how we translate this. We say jo jano, meaning however possible, whatever it takes to save me. Jo jano tyo rakh, rakh means then save me. Har Prabh Tereya, that I am yours. That's why Ji Baba Nand Singh Ji, Mahapurkh, they would say in ardaas, they saying that Hey Garieb Nawaz, Hey Satguru Ji, Hey Sache Paatshah Jiyo, as they would be doing ardaas, they'd actually be saying that Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Bharya, Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Bharya. That Satguru Ji Paatshah Ji would actually be saying this, that Baba Nand Singh Ji would actually be saying these words, and they'd say that Jeta Samund. Jeta means that just like an ocean. Jeta Samund Sagar, kende Sagar, Samund Sagar. So this is both talking about now, kende Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Bharya. Just as much water as an ocean has, Baba Nand Singh Ji would say, kende Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Bharya. Kende Tete Ogan Hamare. Kende that's how many Ogan I've got. Kende that's how many faults I have got. So this is showing so much humility, and I often think about this, that sometimes when we go to the Gurdwara Sahib, and in many Gurdwara Sahib you have the Granthi that holds this huge big list, and in that list they've got the names of all the people, all the families have donated towards particular things within the Gurdwara, essential things that need running in the Gurdwara Sahib. It could be towards the langar, it could be towards the bills of the Gurdwara Sahib. And that's not the point. Yes, even in Sadhguru Ji's time there was an Ardasiya Sikh. There was a Sikh that would be actually called an Ardasiya, that would go and put forward to Sadhguru Ji, to the Guru, that all the ardasa, that all the requests that the Sangat had actually brought forward for Satguru Ji Paatshah Ji. And that Ardasiya Sikh would give Guru Gobind Singh Ji, whichever the Guru Sahiban was, and they'd say that such and such Sikh Maharaj has given this, such and such Sikh Maharaj has given this. But again, it all comes back down to the intention. And what happens nowadays is, if that intention is there, that that I need everybody else to hear that exactly what I've done. And I've even known for fights to kick out, fights to actually to happen. Why? Because they'd go and argue with the Granthi to say, look, you missed out my name, and it could have been by an accident. Sangha Ji, the truth is, an ardaas is that when we become humble. An ardaas is that when we're saying that we are nothing. That's when our ardaas is heard. Baba Nand Singh Ji would say these words in the ardaas. They would say that Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Bharya, Tete Ogan Hamare. That my Ogan are that much. Never mind what I have given. Never mind that I have given £10 towards the fan of the Gurdwara Sahib. Never mind that I've given £25 towards the electric, and I need everybody to know that I'm going to get really upset if the Granthi doesn't tell the whole world. But no, this is an ardaas, what Baba Nand Singh Ji would do. Ardaas da matlab hi eh hai ki main ek arz aap ji agge rakh reha ha, that I'm putting forward this arz, I'm putting forward this request, I'm begging you, I'm crying and saying that ardaas, das meaning I'm saying this as your servant. I'm not saying this isn't a demand. This isn't something that I'm saying to you that you have to do for me. This is saying that I've failed, saying I've got no power and I need you, Sache Paatshah, Hey Vaheguru Ji, Hey Satguru Ji, Guru Nanak Sache Paatshah Ji, ke tato bagair mein to hunda hi nahi pya. Without you, I'm not able to get out of this rut that I'm stuck in. I don't know what it is that I can't get out of these bad habits. I want to get up early in the morning, but it's just not happening for me. I want to stop slandering, but it's not happening for me. I want to stop doing these certain things. I don't know what it is that I keep failing. And Baba Nand Singh Ji would come forward to Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah. Oh pyareo, oh keve khadde hunde san. Oh Dhan Mahapurkh, how was it that Baba Nand Singh Ji would stand before Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Kende san ke that Baba Ji today sometimes we're just about barely able to fold our hands. Kande Baba Ji would put their both hands together and all the way up to their elbows Baba Nand Singh Ji would put together, and they'd stand in front of Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah. They would say, Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Bharya. Kande as much water as the ocean holds. Kande Tete Augan Hamare. Kande that's how many faults I've got inside of me. Fe ardaas andron. That's how we do an ardaas when we go so low inside. In gribi, in that humility, then we say, Daya karo, bless me with your daya, bless me with your compassion. Kende daya karo, kich meher upavo. Please put your meher, shower me with your glance of grace. Kende kich meher upavo, dubde patthar tare. Take this stone that is drowning, take this patthar. Sangat ji, take this patthar. I'm become so heavy with faults, with sins, with keep making the same faults. I'm stuck in this rut. And they would say, Kende dubda patthar tare. Save this stone from drowning. Pyareo, asal vich ardaas innu kiya janda ya. That's how an ardaas is done. Many of us think that an ardaas is just a formality, something that we just do, we stand up and we've just got to get out of the way. But nay, Pyareo, that's not how an ardaas is actually done. If we look at these words, we're saying that here, we're saying this in so much desperation, and we're saying, Jo jan ho tyo raak har prabh teriya, that I am yours. Ke Vaheguru Ji, that asal vich ke main hai ta tera, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਨਾਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਹੋਵਾਂ, I am yours, O Vaheguru Ji, even though that I might be yours in such a way just by name. I might just have the name Sikh, but I am yours. And they would do ardaas, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਚੰਗਾ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਬੁਰਾ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਮੰਦਾ ਆ, whatever I am. Maybe if I'm good, मैं चंगा आ, मैं मंदा आ. I might be dirty, मंदा. मैं चंगा आ, मैं मंदा आ, मैं बुरा आ. But I might be bad, but मैं है तेरा आ. But I am yours. ਇਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ, हे ਮੇਰੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ, मैं ਜਿਵੇਂ ਵੀ ਹੋਵਾਂ, whatever I am, but the truth is I am yours. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬੁਰੇ ਭਲੇ ਹਮ ਥਾਰੇ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ no matter what I'm like, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ I might be bura, I might be pala, I might be good, I might be bad, but hum thare, but hai ta main tera na. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ I am yours though, aren't I ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ. Then Satguru ji ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ goes on to say, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੁਣੀ ਪੁਕਾਰ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਬੰਧਨ ਕਾਟ ਸਵਾਰੇ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੁਣੀ ਪੁਕਾਰ. Vaheguru Ji, you are all powerful. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ listen to my pukar. Pukar means cry. That's one of the words we used to translate arz, to translate ardaas. This request, suni pukar samrat swami, oh my all powerful Vaheguru Ji, bandhan kaat sava, save me. Savare means save me, sort me out, clean me up. Bandhan kaat, cut these bondages away from me, Sache Paatshah Ji. Pyareo, coming back to the Sri Hukamnama Sahib, Paatshah is saying that whatever it takes, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਚਾ ਲਓ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੋ ਜਾਨੋ ਤਿਉ ਰਾਖ. And Sangat Ji, this Guru Harai Sache Paatshah Ji de ਸਮੇਂ, during the time of Guru Harai Paatshah, the emperor of that time was Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਪੁੱਤ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ Dara Shikoh ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ. The son of Shah Jahan, the emperor of that time during Guru Harai Paatshah Ji's time, of the 7th Guru's time, his son Dara Shikoh, who was a very righteous, noble person, Dara Shikoh fell very ill. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਢਿੱਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੂਲ ਪੈਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ. His stomach was in so much pain. ਪਰ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਰਾਜੇ ਦਾ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਸੀ ਨਾ. But it was the son of an emperor of India. ਹੁਣ Shah Jahan had his own doctors in house. He called upon the doctors of the royal house to look at his son to see what is wrong. And in fear, not knowing what to say to Dara Shikoh, some of them would be trembling and say, the truth is we don't know what's wrong with your son. And you, those of you that are familiar with India, whether they know or not, one thing they're very famous for is still giving you some form of medication. So, but they'd still give you some. No, but you know what? We've given him this to try. It's probably this. And they're very overconfident over there as well. This is, no, we know what it is. This is what it is. And they were afraid. They didn't know what was going on, Dara. And then Shah Jahan, worried for his son, he said, look, I don't care. He sent out messengers to get the best of the best doctors of India. Kende sab to vadiya de vadiya hakeem leke aao. Kende even if it be alternative, whatever it means, if it's Ayurvedic, if it's whatever it is, you go and bring them to me. So all type of doctors came. There's one particular doctor, and he said that, you know what? I know what's wrong with him. There's an issue with his stomach. Some people came up with some random things. Somebody even said to Shah Jahan, they said, Pata nahi kende ede khane vich, kende somebody in his food has tried to poison him. And some people even thought that it may have been Aurangzeb, because he was the brother of Dara Shikoh, that is trying to get rid of him so he could actually get the throne of his father. There was rumors spreading that in his food there was a hair, a mustache of a lion, and that's what's actually destroyed him. There was this Ayurveda doctor, jadi buttiyan da jada jankari siga, that who knew about all these different types of jadiyan buttiyan. Jadiyan buttiya means these different types of plants that exist within our tarti ma tarti that can actually heal us. He said we need these particular ingredients. He goes, there's only one place I know that actually holds all these ingredients, and because if we start trying to find them now, we don't know if we're going to be able to get hold of them. Shah Jahan kenda main ta raja, I'm the king, emperor. Jede kol vi hunya pa le aune, it doesn't matter who's got them, we'll go and get them. And they Guru Har Rai Sache Paatshah de ghar vich. In the house of Guru Har Rai Paatshah, in the house of Guru Nanak, oh Shah Jahan kenda ta panga pa gaya. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Under the rule, when it was Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah, when it was the grandfather of Guru Har Rai, we've under our rule, there's been 4 battles that have been fought against his very grandfather, and how do you expect now for us to turn up there and say we request and we need something off you because my son's dying? This, how's this meant to happen? He's not going to want to help us, is he? We fought so many battles against them. And you know, Hakim, see, there was a doctor there. He goes, Fe Shah Jahan, you don't know, tenu pata nahi, Guru Nanak de ghar bare. Because now, he's saying, you're at that stage now. Jo janu tyu raak har prabh tereya. You're at this stage now that you need to be saved in no matter what it takes now. You can't now, they say, as the saying goes, beggars can't be choosers. You can't now be saying, well, how's this going to work? You're going to have to send someone and put a request forward to that Guru. And from what I know, in the house of Guru Nanak's house does not let anyone go empty-handed. Guru Nanak Dev Ji de ghar to kisi nu khali hath nahi bhejde. Uthe jehda bhi aa jave, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੰਗਰ ਮਿਲਦਾ. Whoever comes there, they get food to eat. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ whoever comes there, if they need shelter, they get shelter. If they need clothes, they get clothes. Shah Jahan said, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਚੱਲ ਅੱਛਾ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਰ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੇਰਿਆ. He's saying, oh Allah, he said, I am yours and you take care of me now. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ save me in whichever way it takes to save me. He sends 2 of his best men to Guru Har Rai Paatshah, And they go with a lot of hesitance, thinking that, this is quite shameful. When we get there, what are we meant to say? That, we've come from that emperor's house that have fought battles against your grandfather. Reluctantly they came and they put their hands together and they said, Kende asi Shah Jahan kol aaye hain. And they thought that was enough for them, Guru Har Rai Pacha, to say, okay, well, we're not interested. Guru Har Rai Pacha kende dasso, kende तुसी कहंदे राजे कोल बादशाह कोल कहंदे की तुसी लेके आए हैं संदेश कहंदे what message have you brought from the emperor कहंदे his son Dara Shikoh, who is very dear to him. He said he's fallen ill and we've been told by hakims, by certain doctors, that he needs these particular ingredients. One, if I can remember right, was a harad, and I think there was a badi lachi in there as well. So these are these ingredients, and Guru Har Rai Pacha ji, and they're thinking that now, okay, what are they going to say back? Guru Har Rai Pacha said, soon as they said the third ingredient, Guru Sahib ji कहंदे सिखो आओ sheti कहंदे सिखो कहंदे आ हरड़ बड़ी इलायची कहंदे जो भी ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ कहंदे ਛੇਤੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਓ कहंदे ਉਹਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਖਤਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ कहंदे his life is in danger कहंदे ਦੇਰੀ ਨਾ ਕਰਿਓ कहंदे don't कहंदे waste any time, don't delay. ਉਹ ਜੜੀਆਂ ਬੁੱਟੀਆਂ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਉਹ ਦੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ these messengers, the ਦੂਤ that was sent, and ਉਹ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੈਰਾਨ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ. They're shocked that Guru Har Rai Pacha asked no other question. They didn't even wait. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਕੱਠਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਲਓ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਫੜਾਓ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਫੜੋ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ hold this ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਛੇਤੀ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਆਓ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਛਕਾਓ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬਾਹ ਫੜ ਲਈ. ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ held on to them the messages ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ this alone will not work ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਆ ਨਾ what we gotta remember is ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਨੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦਾ ਘਰ ਉਹ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੱਤੇ ਕੇ ਬਲਵੰਡ ਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਾਰ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੇਵਲ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਸਰੀਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ. in the Guru Nanak's house you don't only get something that is going to help your physical body, ਪਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ this will only work if you take the spiritual medicine as well. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਆ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਨਾਲ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ you are to read the words of ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ what are those ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਲਿਖ ਲਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਲਓ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰ ਲਓ. remember these words ਕਹਿੰਦੇ what are those words ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਗਤ ਜਲੰਦਾ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰ ਜਿਤ ਦੁਆਰੇ ਉਬਰੇ ਤਿੱਤੈ ਲੈ ਹੋ ਉਬਾਰ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ this world is burning in their desires ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਗਤ ਜਲੰਦਾ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ shower me with your grace and save me. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ then they said ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਿਤ ਦੁਆਰੇ ਉਬਰੈ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ whatever it takes ਜਿਤ ਦੁਆਰੇ ਉਬਰੈ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਬਰੇ means to save me. ਉਬਰੇ means ਉਬਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ. somebody's fallen into a well, somebody's fallen into a deep pit. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਬਰਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਥੱਲਿਓਂ taking them from a low place and bringing them up. ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ take very close attention, tell him to take very close attention, focus on these words. jit dware, dware means way, whatever way it takes. jit dware ubare, to save me, to pull me out. titta leho ubar, save me in whatever way it takes to save me. He's got to say that from inside, that not just physically save me but spiritually save me and make me yours. And Guru Har Rai Pacha ji said, they said tell him that Guru Nanak's house is that house, that he does not need to say these words towards this house. He does not need to say that, oh Guru Har Rai, you've given me the medicine that you need, please you save me. Guru Har Rai Pacha ਕਹਿੰਦੇ no. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਇਹ ਨਿਯਮ ਹੈ ਕਿ he said the way of Guru Nanak's house, he said tell him to cry out to whoever he has faith in and whoever he can actually connect to, whoever he feels inside of him is his savior. Tell him to pray to that one. Pyare Guru Nanak da karya. Guru Nanak ਦਾ ਘਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਘਰ ਆ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬਾਹਾਂ ਖੁੱਲੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰਾ ਬਣ ਜਾ। ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਤੂੰ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਹੈ ਤੂੰ ਉਹ ਅੱਲਾ ਦਾ ਬਣ ਜਾ। ਅੱਲਾ ਵੀ ਉਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਆ ਨਾ। They said become that ones. You do whatever you need to do, and they take this back and they go running back to Shah Jahan. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ and they said that this shabad he's got to recite, and Guru Har Rai Pacha said only then this medicine will work. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਜਹਾਨ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹ ਮੇਰਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਤਾਂ ਬੜਾ ਧਰਮੀ ਆ, he's such a righteous person my son. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ that's fine, he'll be praying to Allah, he'll pray to God in whichever way he knows. ਤਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ when he starts to take that medication, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ when he starts to take that medication and he starts to say these words, ਜਗਤ ਜਲੰਦਾ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰ। but ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੀ, don't know what actually happened as he's saying these words from inside of his heart when he heard that, because he's ਉਹ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ, because he's a man of God from inside। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਤਕਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ। they have no discrimination, they have no difference in their mind, because he knew that Guru Har Rai Pacha Ji is so giving। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਦਿਲ ਇੰਨਾ ਖੁੱਲਾ ਆ, ਵਿਸ਼ਾਲ ਆ, that their heart is so big and they didn't care who it was that came, they helped them as well। and knowing that, Dara Shikoh, as he said these words, he says jit dware ubre, whatever way it takes। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ Guru, hey Guru Har Rai Pacha, and in his heart he's saying, and he's saying this, he's putting this request forward to Guru Har Rai Pacha। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ oh Guru Har Rai Pacha ji, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ titte leho ubar, save me। as he said these words, ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, he was actually saved and ਉਹ ਠੀਕ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਰਾਜ਼ੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। soon as he got onto his feet, they asked him, his father said, what's the first thing you would like to do? He says, the first thing I would like to do is go to the feet of Guru Har Rai and I want to show him how grateful I am. I want to show him my appreciation and thank that Guru that has saved me। Sangat ji, we might feel stuck in our life, but Baba Nand Singh Ji, Guru Har Rai Pacha Ji has showed us that when we get to our lowest and when we cry from inside, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ then ਕਿਤੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਗਨੋ ਅਸੰਖ ਅਵਗਣ ਮੇਰਿਆ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਗਨੋ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ how am I meant to count? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ how am I meant to count all the asank? It's ਕਹਿੰਦੇ asank means it's beyond any numbers, it can't be counted how many avgan, how many faults I've got inside of me। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ avgan ਮੇਰਿਆ, asank avgan, countless other faults, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ asank avgan, khate fere, fere means I'm going round and round in all the khate and all the sins, I keep doing them again and again। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਿਤ ਪ੍ਰਤ ਸਦ ਭੁੱਲੀਏ, ਨਿਤ ਪ੍ਰਤ, nit means all the time, over here it's translated as day by day। I'm not sure how they've come up with that translation, but nit means every moment, nit prat, prat means all the time। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ nit prat, every moment, sad, all the time, ਭੁੱਲੀਏ, ਭੁੱਲੀਏ can be translated to that I keep making mistakes, but ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਭੁੱਲੀਏ can be translated to that I keep forgetting, that I think that now I'm going to do this but I forget, and then I end up doing the same thing that I'm stuck in, I fall back into that same rut। I say to myself main nahi karna, but you know why we keep falling into that same rut? At the moment yet we haven't experienced, it hasn't taken us to that point yet where it's become enough pain for us। What we're saying is I need a little bit more pain yet। ਦੁਖ ਦਾਰੂ ਸੁਖ ਰੋਗ ਪਿਆ, ਜਾ ਸੁਖ ਤਾਮ ਨਾ ਹੋਈ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਦੁਖ ਦਾਰੂ, at the moment this hasn't become my medicine yet, these faults that I keep doing। remember Jagraj Singh ji saying to me, ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ, ਮੈਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਗਿਆ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੈਮਰਾ I didn't check my camera properly when I was recording Katha of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Sache Paatshah Ji, and the sound was turned up too much. And what happened was, and I was into this habit of quickly setting up and not actually doing a sound check, just making sure the picture's fine, press record, run over and start my katha. And I said, Veere, I go, Aki, pata nahi ki ho gaya. I go, the sound was turned up too much and it sounds all distorted. Oh, mera veer mainu kehn laga, Bhai Jagraj Singh kenda Baljit Singh kenda dukh daru sukh rog paya. Kenda, you've not learnt your lesson enough yet, even though I've told you so many times to make sure you do all your checks on your camera first. Kenda, hopefully, kenda, this is enough pain for you now. He said, because it's even painful for me, because I was looking forward to listening to that katha. He goes, hopefully now, this has been enough pain for you, for this to become your medicine, because now, what does it mean for something to become your medicine? This, hopefully now, this pain will help you to go to that place deep enough of suffering where you cry from inside and you do the ardaas from inside with enough pain. And when you do it like that, you'll be saved. Just like Dara Shikoh, he was in so much pain. There was no cure for him, he was dying. And sometimes we feel there's no cure for me. And I often talk about these subtle things. The subtle things like slander and jealousy. They're not subtle actually, they're very destructive. But like I said, I always forget about those. That especially during these times, during the times of lockdown, when some of my veers, my brothers are giving me feedback, and they said actually the sales in USA of alcohol and junk food actually rocketed and went up. And in this time when we thought that people would take more care of themselves, they actually went downhill and increased on some of these habits that they had, and those habits went deeper. But Satguruji say, but the deeper and deeper you go, the more and more pain you feel. It's when you get to that point when you think, this is painful, and then the ardaas will come. Dukh daru, then it will become our medicine. Sangaji, the best part is when you come out of it. Sukh rog paya. Kende, that sukh, when we think everything's all happy Larry, when everything's going all good, kende, then that becomes our disease. Then pachi kende, ja sukh tamna hui, we don't desire God when we're in that actual sukh, in that all happy place. So Sangat Ji, coming back to what Satguru Ji Paatshah Ji saying, kende, asank avgan khatte fere nit prat sad bhuliye, constantly making these mistakes. Kende, moh magan bikral maya tau prasadi kuliye. Kende, moh is attachment. Magan, even though here it's translated as intoxicated, but magan can be translated to digna, to fall. Kende, I'm falling in this attachment. Bikral. And then Paatshah Ji say over here, the best way, even though they've translated this to treacherous, the best translation I found to this is dukhdai, something that is bringing us pain and suffering. It's the attachment that is making us fall and is bringing us the suffering. Maya, to this illusionary world, and whatever that illusion has become for us. It might be our family, it might be these drugs, it might be whatever it is. Tau prasadi kuliye. Then we're saying, but with your grace, with your mercy, kuliye means I can be saved. Kende, look kart bikar bikhde. What happens is sometimes look means I hide, and then I bikar, then I actually get on with all these sins that I'm doing, these faults that I'm making. And the best way to look at faults and sins is those things that are actually bringing us dukh, because we end up looking at it in such a way where we look at God. also almost being cruel, and that's why there's people that then stop having faith in the existence of God. That's why they don't allow themselves to have that experience of God, because I've heard many people, somebody was saying this to me, I had a message from somebody a few weeks ago saying that there's no way that I'm going to believe in such a God that is so cruel. So not thinking of it like, because they think that, well, God punishes us. What type of God is that? When it doesn't mean that at all. It means that there's a law to God's creation, and then what happens is, the best way to look at faults is those things that are going to bring suffering upon us. We bring it upon ourselves. There's no God striking us down and punishing us. So within these natural laws of God, we're bringing it upon ourselves. It's going to look and we hide and we commit those faults that are actually bringing us pain and suffering. Not knowing that how close that one is, that we cannot escape that one. Meaning we cannot escape those laws of Vaheguru Ji that actually bring that suffering for me. Doesn't matter where I do it, I'm still not going to be able to escape the suffering that those certain actions that I do that are going to be bringing me. But what I can do is, I can actually beg you. Binwant, I can do a ardaas. I can beg before you. Bless me with your kindness. That take me out of this pav jal, take me out of this terrifying ocean of attachment that I'm going round and round in. And now Sangat Ji, going on to the next part, Sadhguru Ji Pachi kende salok nirtana pave asank gun ucha prabka nau nirtana pave asank gun. Kende that even for that one moment, we're not able to actually measure and know that countless of qualities Ucha, that great Vaheguru Ji has got, and how much qualities are actually sitting in the name of Vaheguru Ji. When we attach ourselves to the meditation of Vaheguru Ji and we connect to Vaheguru Ji, we cannot comprehend how much good will actually come to us. Nanaki benantiya mile na thave thau. That it's my request, I'm begging you that I mile nithame, I find that place where I am nithama, that I am homeless, but I found that true home of where I get access to the treasure of all your qualities, Vaheguru Ji. And then going on now, Sangat Ji, to the chant, Dusar nahi thao. There is no other place for me. Sangat Ji, when we pronounce here the word thao, place here, it's a noun, and thao here, we're pronouncing it with the bindi, saying there's no place for me, because this is about me. There is no other place for me. Dusar nahi thao ka peh jaiye, where I can go. Actually, I've tried everything. I've tried going here, there, and everywhere, trying these worldly things, that thinking that are going to satisfy me, these delicious foods, these drugs, this, that, even education, not realizing that there is no other place left for me other than finding you within inside of me. Vaheguru Ji, aat pehar kar jod so prabh tia. That day, now the 8 sections of the day, meaning every moment of my life, I have the hands, kar means hands, the hands of my heart, jod, they are clasped together constantly. I have my heart there begging before you every moment. So prabhatiya, that I meditate on you, that I'm able to find that connection with you. That tiya so prabhasada, constantly always meditating on you. Apna manhe chindeya paiye, that the desires that I had in my heart that are burning me, that are constantly killing me, always wanting this. They're saying that you soothe that burning and you take away those burning desires for me. Tajman mo vikar. Then once I connect to you, Vaheguru Ji, then I let go of that pride. Tajman mo, I let go of that attachment that I was stuck in. Vikar, all those faults that I was making that were making me suffer. Duja ek syo livlaye, vikar duja. Kende those, that duja meaning, duja, the bisram is with the vikar. Duja means I fell in love with somebody else. Meaning, I started to cheat on the truth. And I fell in love with that what was not real. Kende ek syo livlaye, but I want to connect to that one. Vaheguru Ji. Arpa man tan prabhu aga. I put my mind and my body before you, Vaheguru Ji. Meaning, Satguru Ji, I will only do that with this body, with these eyes. What you say, putting my eyes before you, then these eyes won't be checking out girls. These eyes won't be checking out guys. Then because these eyes have become yours now, these ears won't be listening to lustful things anymore and saying and listening to all these dirty things about what people get up to in their lives. And now, because they've become, I've put them before you, Vaheguru Ji. Aap sagal mitaye. Get rid of all my aap. Get rid of me. Get rid of my ego for me. Erase my ego for me. Binwant nanak tar kirpa sach naam samaye. I put this request before you, Vaheguru Ji. That what? Kende tar kirpa. Bless me with your grace, sach naam samaye. That I'm able to completely immerse into your name, Vaheguru Ji. And then now coming on to the next slok, Sangat Ji. Slok re man tako tiaye. Oh my mind, re, hey my mind, tako tiaye. I only meditate on that one. Sab bid jaake haath, that knows all the ways of how to, that has all the ways in their hand to help me, to save me. Ram naam tan sanchiye. That, hey Vaheguru Ji, that may I collect and save up that in my bank, in the bank of my heart, of the name of God. That wealth, tan nanak nibhe saath, that wealth that will remain with me always, even when this body isn't there. Even those places within this life that nobody else can reach to, that place even when I was in the mother's womb, that was able to reach me there, that can help me constantly, Vaheguru Ji, remaining connected to you. And then Shant, then Guru Arjun Dev Ji Pachi kende Sathiyada Prabh Ek, that I have only one true friend, and that is you, Vaheguru Ji. That is my Sathiyada, my best friend. Kende Dusar nahe koe, there is nobody else for me, there is only you, Vaheguru Ji, for me. Kende Than Thanantar Aap, in every place there is you. Jal Thal, whether it be in the earth, whether it be in the Jal in the water, whether it be in the Thal in the earth. Pur soy means you are omnipresent, you are immersed in everything. Jal thal mahiyal pur reha, in the Jal in the water, in the Thal in the earth, mahiyal in the space. Pur reha, you are there, you are omnipresent in every place. Hey Vaheguru Ji, Sarvadata Prabhatani. Tani means you are my husband, Vaheguru Ji, you are my true partner. Kende Sarvadata, you are the giver to all, Vaheguru Ji. Gopal, Gobind, Ant Nahi. Sangat Ji, even though we are going through this really quickly, but don't take this as we're rushing. Let this be, as how we read Gurbani, take this to be your Simran. As we're translating this, let this sink inside of you and let this become your remembrance of that, Vaheguru Ji, and become intoxicated as we're going through this. Gopal, Gobind, Ant Nahi. That Gopal, Go meaning the Tarti, the earth, the whole entire creation. Pal means the protector of this entire creation. Gobind, the one that actually created all this, where everything came from. Vind means that seed, the one that is the primal seed to the entire creation. Ant Nahi, there is no limit to you, Vaheguru Ji. There's no limit to your creation. There's no limit to your protection. In where there's no limit to where your protection can reach. Doesn't matter where I've ended up in my life. Kende Beyant Guna, there is limitless qualities inside of you. Take kya gani, how can I count all of them? Meaning that when I connect to you, I will have access to all your qualities, Vaheguru Ji. Paj Sharan Swami Sukhe Gami. Meditate on that protection, on that sanctuary of Vaheguru Ji, Sukhe Gami, that brings me all the sukh, all the peace in the world. Kende tis bina an nahe koe, there is no other for me. An means other. Binavant nanak deya tar ho, my ardaas, my request before you is that place, shower me with your daya, with your kindness, Vaheguru Ji. Tis prapat naam hoye. When we truly mean that and we say that from the bottom of our heart, of course Vaheguru Ji will shower us, we'll be able to experience Vaheguru Ji's kindness. That it's not there. Tis prapat naam hoye. Remember, when we think that, Sangat Ji, that if we become diseased bodily, if something goes wrong for us, we lose our job, we think that Vaheguru Ji's kindness is not there. No, but the truth is, those that have found stability within their mind, then doesn't matter what happens, whether they lose their job. Yes, they may face difficulties where things are concerned, where practicality is concerned, but when we've actually experienced Vaheguru Ji's kindness from inside, we will realize that true kindness, true compassion is of Vaheguru Ji when our mind becomes stable and from inside we remain content no matter what comes in our way in life. They will only have that connection to Vaheguru Ji, those that actually beg for Vaheguru Ji's kindness. We've got to beg for this. And then Pacha is saying now in the last salok, Kende chit je chit vya so ma paya, whatever I have within my mind, then I will attain that. Meaning that the only thing for us to have left within our mind now, after all those sufferings and committing all those faults and constantly not being able to get out of that rut, and then now the only thing that I wish for within my mind is you, Vaheguru Ji. And once I've got that only desire, then the only thing left for me to attain is you, Vaheguru Ji. Why aren't we attaining? Why aren't we experiencing that union? Because we've still got too many other desires within our mind other than Vaheguru Ji. Nanak naam ਧਿਆਏ sukh sabaya. Kende Nanak naam ਧਿਆਏ sukh sabaya. Kende when I meditate on your name, then I experience that true happiness and peace inside of me. Also now finishing off with the last chant, Pacha Ji saying to us, Kende ab man chhoot gaya sadhu sang mile. Now my mind has found liberation. How? Because now I have met with the true sadhu. I've met with the sadhu, meaning the sadhu of all sadhus, Tan Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Pacha Ji. And then I've connected to Guru's Bani, and the saints of Guru Granth Sahib Ji have helped me to walk upon the path of the word of the Guru. Gurmukh naam leya jyoti jyot rale. Those that become the Gurus, they then take upon the name of God. They take the name of God upon their tongue and allow it to go deep inside of their heart. Kende jyoti jyot rale. And those, then they merge back with the light of Vaheguru Ji. Har naam simrat mite kilbak buji tapat aganya. Kende har naam simrat. Those that meditate on the name of God, kende har naam simrat mite kilbak. Then all those faults that I had actually indulged in, all those things that I had done, all those sins that I had committed, what happens? They are erased for me. The consequences of them might remain physically, but in Vaheguru Ji's eyes, they've all been erased. Buji tapate, and then what will happen? Inu adha kalakini parna. We don't inu kaskini bolana. So we don't say this word with an other meaning. In a strong way, we say softly buji, and the other way would be buji. Buji means to understand. This is buji. Buji means when something is completely extinguished for us, switched off, taken away. Buji tapat. Tapat means that burning, what we was burning with was desires inside for these worldly things that aren't even essentials for us. Aganeya. Aganeya means now we've become completely fulfilled from inside. Gehe puja. Puja means that puja means arm. Now Vaheguru Ji, you have taken my arm. Because if I take your arm, my grip's too soft. I'll keep letting go of you. So I need you. Imagine how strong you are, Vaheguru Ji. When you grab gehe. Gehe means really a strong grip. So you, Vaheguru Ji, has taken my arm, but you've gripped onto me really tight. But when did you grip onto me that tight? When, like Baba Nand Singh Ji did, when they put all their palms and they put all their arms together and begged from inside and said, I need you, I need your kindness because I am this drowning stone. When I've experienced that from inside, then I can feel that, oh wow, you've taken hold of me, you're gripping me so tight now, Vaheguru Ji. Kande deya kine, there you go, deya kine. Then it's now I can experience your compassion, your kindness, because I begged you for it. Kande apne karmanya, now you have taken me in as your own. Now I'm forever protected. Kande la ank laye, you have now taken me to your embrace, to your ank. Gale naal, to your embrace, la ank laye, har milaye. Now you've united me with Vaheguru Ji, janam marana, dukh jale. Sangat Ji, janam marana. And then the dukh, that pain has been burnt away of what? Of that cycle of birth and death, Sangat Ji. I was just thinking now, la ank laye, embracing, taking somebody to their gala. That's what, when we look at yesterday's Hukamnama, somebody actually commented on it today. They said that sometimes she goes, I think she's from USA and from a non-Punjabi background that wasn't born into the Sikh faith. Sangat, this is how much it really helps when you send us comments. It really helps us to understand if we're pitching it at the right level. And she said we went through yesterday when we get stuck in these do's, don'ts. Did I do this right? Did I do that wrong? Oh my God, going crazy round and round. But having no devotion and love. She said, I kept falling into that. She says, I didn't even know. She says, I was scared that I'm going to do matha take wrong. Look how innocent, look how beautiful that is, Sangat Ji. We just think, oh my God, you know what? I'm going to have to do matha take again. This is somebody with so much innocence. And she kept thinking that, am I doing this wrong? Am I doing that wrong? And she says, now, she goes, listen to that katha. She goes, I know that now my guru is just looking at that love inside of my heart. Sangat Ji, sometimes we get stuck, but if we come forward like Baba Nand Singh Ji and truly mean it and say, Daya karo kich mehre yo pavo, dubde patthar tare. When we actually sing our heart out to Vaheguru Ji, Sangat Ji, not just like I can't wait to go back to sleep after I've finished my Nitnem, not thinking that I can't wait to go back to sleep after getting this done, after completing my Guru's rahat, my Guru's discipline. No, but crying every moment, saying, I don't want to be away from you, Vaheguru Ji, and saying that, Jeta Samund Sagar. We've got to feel these words, become these words. Jeta Samund Sagar. We become that stone. We can feel that I am drowning. Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Parya. Tete Ogan Hamare. I truly have got that many Ogan. And then we say, Daya Karo. Enu ardaas kende pyareo jo Baba Nand Singh Ji karde san. That's what we call an ardaas. What Mahapurukhs like Baba Nand Singh Ji did. And when we are in their company, they will fill our heart with that. And we'll say, Daya Karo kich mehre pavo. Dubda patthar tare. And then Satguru Ji Sache Paatshah Ji. And then coming back to Sangat Ji, finishing off Ank Laye, then how can it be je bacha pyaro inj rove kadi ho sakda maa nu chak ke gale naal na laave? How can it be that if a child cries in that way and then the mother doesn't embrace that child, ho hi nahi sakda pyaro? Oh maa da hirda pyaro bada narm hunda je. A mother's hirda heart is so delicate. Pyaro jo aapa ਐਵੇਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰੂੰਗੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਮਾਂ ਉਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਗਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾ ਲੂਗੀ. ਤੂੰ ਮਾਤ ਪਿਤਾ ਹਮ ਬਾਰਿਕ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੁਮਰੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਮਹਿ ਸੂਖ ਕਨੇਰੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਜਾਣੇ ਤੁਮਰਾ ਅੰਤ ਊਚੇ ਤੇ ਊਚਾ ਭਗਵੰਤ. ਤੁਮ ਮਾਤ ਪਿਤਾ, you are my mother, you are my father. ਤੁਮ ਮਾਤ ਪਿਤਾ ਹਮ ਬਾਰਿਕ ਤੇਰੇ, I'm your little child, take me in. So ਆਓ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਕਰੀਏ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ. ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਘੰਟਾ ਹੀ ਲੰਘ ਗਿਆ ਆ. Thinking hours gone past. It's very long Hukamnama. Binwant Nanak Daya Tari. That when you showered me with your kindness, Vaheguru Ji's kindness is always there. We gotta open our heart to it when we cry like that little child and say, I need you. I need you to feed me. I need that milk. Milk meaning I need you to nurture me. Vaheguru Ji, I need your protection. Mele line ek pale. Ah, can they all take an instant? Ek pale, an instant for Vaheguru Ji to unite us with them. That means we just haven't cried enough yet from inside. We haven't begged him yet. Because for that union it takes an instant. That's it. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.